Konnichiwa, Animation Nation. I'm uploading this useful anime girl video. I don't know when, either today or tomorrow, but this is gonna be probably uploaded not on the 8th, which I'm going to upload this on the 8th for International Women's Day. So, in case you're wondering when that is, it's on the 8th of this month. So that's probably already passed or is already on. So yeah, this is gonna be a long video, so get your popcorn, get your wands, get your wanderers, spell drops, anything, your moon tiara action, and your deck of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, because now it's time to get the show on with this top 10. Well, no, not top 10, but with this list of anime girls. So let's get it started. Alright, and now we have Bulma, the useful, well, one of the many useful characters in all of Dragon Ball franchise. Now, for those of you people who are like, wait a second, Bulma's not that important. She's like a side character. Goku is important, or Piccolo, or maybe Frieza, or Broly, or maybe Trunks, or maybe Gohan. But no, definitely not Bulma. Well, to all of you people saying that, you're wrong. Bulma is useful. From one video I've seen, she is useful for starting the entire events of the Dragon Ball series. While Bulma looking for the Dragon Balls, she would have never met our main character Goku out in the woods, and Goku might have just been there doing whatever he was doing with the 4-star bowl, respecting his grandpa, and then without her convincing Goku to, leave the cottage stuff, we wouldn't have the main character training and winning all the other battles. And Bulma actually got her the Dragon Balls, and no one would even notice that Frieza was taking them without the recording. Otherwise, Frieza might have gotten immortality. And oh yeah, let's also not forget Bulma. Bulma is the reason on why there's so many successful gadgets in the Dragon Ball franchise. And Bulma's father literally is the creator of the Capsule Corp company, so while the gravity times 10 thing, Goku wouldn't have trained enough when he gone to Namek, and Vegeta wouldn't have not trained hard enough to surpass Goku and become Super Saiyan. Yeah. And let's also not forget she knows how to reprogram a Saiyan Scouter, which would have been useful when it was done there and other stuff, but it broke thanks to a high amount of power level. And then let's see what other stuff is she useful at. Oh yeah, without her slapping Beerus and then Beerus slapping her back, she wouldn't have, well, Vegeta wouldn't have, gone very berserk and stalled enough time for Goku to come back. Yeah, and Bulma is the reason why Whis has so much delicious food to give to Beerus. So the God Destruction doesn't destroy the Earth. Yeah. Very clever move for Bulma on that part. And of course, hiding instant ramen from Whis. Which, let's face it, if you were addicted to instant ramen, viewers, you would probably do the same. And I'm hinted at you, SMG4 Maggie, going on the rebound for instant ramen. Let's hope SMG4 sees this video. Okay, and then she's also created the time machine in the Cell Saga / the Android Saga / the Perfect Cell Saga, and she also created in the Goku Black Saga, which means she's the reason why time travel even is possible in the Dragon Ball universe. Without her, Cell wouldn't have probably made it to Earth in the past and challenged each of the Dragon Ball characters before, although I'm pretty sure that could have been going without saying. And then, let's see. Well, she wouldn't have sent Trunks to the past twice to warn them about something. Rather, before it was in the androids and Goku's heart virus. And it was also because of Goku Black in Dragon Ball Super. So, yeah, Bulma is useful to the plot of Dragon Ball. Don't forget about that, anyone that's saying Bulma is useless. She is very much not useless. And she is very rich. Don't forget, she is somehow matched the same Vegeta. So, yeah, don't forget about that. Fortune Teller Baba, Master Roshi's sister. She actually tested Goku in Dragon Ball when Goku was still a little kid and tested him. Even trained without even knowing it to Goku, like literally teaching Goku some training stuff or train him without him knowing. Yeah, like literally putting bricks on the ceiling and then telling that invisible person to drop them when Goku was busy distracted by eating, and Goku literally fought the bricks, like he was punching the bricks, throwing them around, and then got back to eating after he was done. And she also brings back a person from the afterlife for one day. I think this ability only happens once per person, but she brought back Goku for a day, and she also brought back Gohan for a day. And no, I don't mean Gohan, the one who brought the one who defeated Cell. For all you OG Dragon Ball fans, I'm talking about Grandpa Gohan. You know, the one that took care of Goku when Goku was still a kid and we didn't know about the Saiyan origins, and Dragon Ball was just a fighting show with magical dragons. Yeah. But she basically helped the Ox King and the Princess of the Ox King see Gohan battling Cell and all the rest of the Z fighters fighting Cell. Yeah. Literally. You'll be surprised by how many times that Fortune Teller Baba has actually helped the Dragon Team with certain scenarios. Yeah. I'm pretty sure she also gave, like, a message to them in Dragon Ball Z when it was the Saiyan Saga. I don't know how to watch it, but, yeah. Do not get on her bad side, otherwise she might curse you. Yeah. So, on to the next anime character that I think I have way more knowledge of. Alright, so this is a minor character. We have Launch from the original Dragon Ball series. Now, Launch is actually two people with the same body, like most you people that watch anime, like, you know, how we have Yugi and Atem, Bakura and Yami, Bakura, Marek, and Yami Merrick, and you know, I'm just gonna make it simpler. I'm calling Yami Merrick Melvin because that's the sub name, and that's also what appeared in Little Karibo's Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged for Merrick. Yeah. So we have two sides of Launch. The good one, which you see on screen, which is blue hair, and we have the rude one that has yellow hair, and each form can come out just by either one sneezing. Like, if the good one sneezes, then you get the bad one, and then the guns keep going in your face. But if the bad one sneezes, then you get the good one, and then the good one apologizes. Even though she didn't technically do it, but she kind of sort of did. She kind of plays like a minor role in the original Dragon Ball series, like, you know, feeding Krillin, Goku, and Master Roshi in that one episode, then appearing and fighting in, like, some episodes in, you know, later seasons of the original series. And then she stopped appearing in Dragon Ball Z until the final few episodes of the Buu Saga. She appeared as one of the many people powering up Goku's Spirit Bomb, the good form of Launch, powers up the Spirit Bomb with her energy as well. And that's surprising because people that we didn't know where launch is. But then again, there are those little end credit scenes things, like those little small scene credits. I think those are in like Dragon Ball Z. Yeah. So, yeah, that's launch. And after the Boo saga, I think we haven't seen her since on any canon media except for like fan-made media stuff, like people doing Dragon Ball stuff, and then we see a launch there on the side. Yeah, we haven't seen launch, so hashtag bring launch back. And also, I found out that Akira Toriyama is no longer with us, so my condolences as well for Akira Toriyama. So let's give him the respects. I will make a video about that. You know, good morning, Akira Toriyama. So, yeah, on to the next anime character. I'll go more into this Akira Toriyama stuff with an analysis of Dragon Ball in a separate video. Alright, next up is Fidel. Now, she is the daughter of Herculo. If you don't know who that is, it's this one guy who took credit for defeating Cell and also took credit for defeating Majin Buu. I think he took credit for defeating Buu. I don't know, and frankly, no one even remembers if he even did take down Majin Buu because, remember, memories are erased. You know, Dragon Ball Z, the ending of Dragon Ball Z, of the Buu saga. Yeah. So I want to point out a few things about Fidel. She helps with the law, keeping everything in check, which she is very good about, and she even saw Gohan during the ending of the Cell saga when everybody was battling Cell. Yeah, so, yeah, and she gets a crush on Gohan, and I don't think she likes to admit it, and I don't think she even realized it at first until later on. Yeah, I have no idea when she got the crush. Maybe it was, early on, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, but without Fidel, Gohan wouldn't even heard of the Otherworld tournament, which means Goku wouldn't have even heard. Maybe Vegeta might have heard and entered. Maybe or maybe not, I don't know. Trunks and, well, I think just Trunks might enter to the Junior Division. When the Junior Division, Goten might have not known, and, maybe everybody else wouldn't have known until it was announced. Yeah, Goku would be coming back as well thanks to this news. Yeah, Fidel also figured out Gohan's identity and blackmailed him to train her how to fly, which that was a waste. You know, if you saw Dragon Ball Super, she technically no longer flies, but she is the mother of Pan. Yeah. So, Fidel has contributed a lot to Dragon Ball lore. Yeah. And since she's the mother of Pan in the Beerus saga, before Pan was born, she took part in the Super Saiyan God ritual, which means, well, Fidel and Pan, Beerus might have destroyed the Earth, and Goku might have not gotten Super Saiyan God. Yeah, so, yeah, good job, Fidel, for contributing something to the plot. Unlike certain Dragon Ball character, I know that is a female, but she technically contributed early on, not Fidel. Fidel has contributed way more than the other Dragon Ball character. Yeah. Next anime character. Alright, now we get a Pan, the daughter of Fidel and Gohan, and the granddaughter of Goku. I'm not going over the list on which appearances she made because people keep barging into the room. Like, literally. I'm going over her usefulness. Literally. She helped Goku ascend Super Saiyan God in the God of Destruction saga. She literally played a supporting role in the end of the Buu saga when everybody was questioning over Majin Buu, that canon, not canon thing for the end of Dragon Ball Z. That could be canon, but it's not canon anymore. I don't know. Yeah, literally. She played a useful part by battling in the World Martial Arts Tournament. And let's see what else she could do. Oh, and of course, GT might be or might not be canon. Alright, so her usefulness is helping with the Black Dragon Saga, which is the ending saga. For GT, I have no idea what she even does in there, because I have not seen GT and I have not seen a timeline video for Pan, so I'm adding that list for her. Alright, our first Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters girl is Taya Gardner. Now, Taya actually produces a lot of helpfulness throughout the anime. She made the friendship symbol for Yugi in the first episode, The Heart of the Cards. For her, Yugi, Joey, and Tristan to, all have Yugi's back when he's dueling Seto Kaiba. And Yugi actually sees the friendship symbol on his hand and draws the final piece of Exodia, giving us the iconic Kaiba meme. Okay, but other than that, her, Tristan, and Joey snuck on to Duelist Kingdom to help Yugi. And of course, let's see, Taya actually was helping Yugi draw the duels, even against Weeble Underwood, and cheering for Yugi. And she even dueled against Mai Valentine for some star chips, so Yugi can compete in the tournament still. Okay, and then let's see, she also helped Yugi in season 2, which is the Battle City, yeah. And then after that, she even dueled in she dueled in season 3, which is the Virtual World arc. And she dueled and used the Dark Magician Girl, which is kind of ironic because a past version of herself actually inspired to become the Dark Magician Girl of some sort. Spoilers for the next character on the list. I think maybe, I don't know, I forgot to check if Dark Magician Girl is the next one on the list. But she also helped Yugi, well, technically, I think, Yami to get over some fears and stuff. And in season 4, being there to support Yami after Yugi's soul got ripped away from his body from the Silver Calcos, after Yami made the foolish choice to activate the Silver Calcos. Yeah. Anyway, she was there when Yami was at his lowest. And, she, well, technically she doesn't do much besides cheering and supporting. And that's all I got for the list. And being a good friend. And she also got Joey and Tristan to help Yugi when, in the first episode of season 2. When his Millennium Puzzle was stolen by a mind control abandoned keep from Marek Ishtar. So, that's the end of this analysis for Taya Gardner. I might have more later on. I just don't know. Alright, for our next Duel Monsters girl, we have Rebecca Hawkins. Now, her first appearance was in the end of Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 1 in Duel Monsters, which was after the island arc, the Pegasus Island arc, where Yugi and the rest of his friends had to gain back Solomon Muto's soul, who Solomon is Yugi's grandpa. It was after the Duelist Kingdom arc. So Rebecca Hawkins thought that Solomon stole a Blue Azure Dragon from Arthur Hawkins, who is Rebecca's grandpa. Yeah, she thought this. Her and Yugi dueled. Yugi forfeited. Then she got back with the Blue Eyes White Dragon. And yeah, then she thought Sullivan ripped it up. Then Hawkman came in and clarified stuff with Rebecca. Yugi gave Rebecca one of those, that victory card that Pegasus gave him in the end of the Kingdom arc. Yeah, and okay, then she played a massive supporting role in the Seal of Orichalcos arc, season 4. Yeah, she helped a lot there, where she helped with deciphering some ancient text, and even tried to stop My Valentine there with Duke Devlin. Well, no, she didn't technically try to stop Valentine. She tried to stop her. Yeah, but when the Orichalcos guys jumped into the duel instead, and I have no idea why Duke Devlin jumped in. Maybe to protect Rebecca from losing her soul. Yeah. And then afterwards, the 4Kids did like some editing changes and put her goodbye thing before the finale of Duel Monsters, which was in season 5. And but the sub shows her saying goodbye to Yugi in the end of that. I know I could have things reversed or stuff. I don't know. But anyway, Rebecca actually dueled in season 5's filler arc, which was the Kyber Corp tournament thing for Kyberland. Yeah. And Kyberland's very confusing because it was already announced in season 1, but then it was put back in season 3, I believe, saying that it wasn't created yet, but it was already out by season 1. And then it said season 5 was its opening. It's very confusing. Yeah, but anyway, Rebecca Hawken actually dueled Bib, who wanted to steal Yugi's heart. And Rebecca was not having any of that, so she dueled and won. And then was stealing Yugi's heart from Taya. So it's a love square thing. I have no idea. But that concludes Rebecca Hawkins here. Go look up her character. Someone already did an analysis on her. Yeah, so next character. Alright, the next duelist or anime girl that we're talking about is one from Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters. We're talking about My Valentine. And no, she's not My Valentine. She's not your Valentine. That's just her name. Which is a coincidence. No, dang it, I can't speak. Dang it. Her name is My Valentine, which is a very huge coincidence that her last name is Valentine and that her name is Mai. But anyway, side note aside with that, and if you want to complain to anyone, complain to the creator that made the Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters manga. Alright, so she appeared in I believe episode 3 of Duel Monsters, where her and Rex Raptor had a duel over a room. It's very funny once you get to watch the episode. So, yeah, she has made a few appearances and, on occasion, has actually helped Yugi and his friends. The first time was actually giving Yugi her star chips, and she had some spares. But then Taya, as I mentioned earlier, dueled Mai for those star chips, so Yugi could battle in the finals. And then, the second time she helped any of the characters was Yugi again. This time, she did it by mistake. She thought Yugi's face down was a trap, but it was a spell card. Which means she got tricked by those, overthinking rule set things, where you think if it's a trap card and then on your opponent's turn it's revealed to be a spell card. Yeah, I feel like most of us have probably fallen into that category before. Yeah, but she lost the duel, and she plays a Harpy Lady deck with Harpy Lady Pet Dragon. And I'll give an honorable mention to the Harpy Lady archetype that she plays, which the Harpy Ladies help and power boost the Harpy Pet Dragon. Okay, now to her second time that she helped the duelists. She won against Merrick Ishtar, taking the Winged Dragon of Ra. And yeah, she was summoning it, but she didn't know the secret chant, and who could blame her? It's in ancient Egypt, ancient Egyptian language, and only the Pharaoh and Merrick could translate it. And she lost, even though she could have just kept the Ra, Winged Dragon Ra in her hand. I'm not going to in depth that duel. Somebody on YouTube already did analysis on it. Yeah, so she technically lost, but if she didn't play Ra, she technically would have won the duel, I think. Her second, no wait, okay, let's see. Her fourth time helping everybody in duel, in Duel Monsters, was the Seal of Orichalcos arc. Yeah, for all of you who watched Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters, remember the Seal of Orichalcos, Season 4? Yeah. She wanted to get revenge on Darts for, taking Joey's soul away thanks to the Seal of Orichalcos. Even though she's the one who played the card. Yeah, but, she loses. Yeah. I feel like I could probably make an entire analysis video on how many times somebody has lost in Yu-Gi-Oh! Whether that would be on-screen or off-screen. Now I just gave myself a new video idea. Okay, so yeah, those are all the times I could count that she actually helped the duelists, in any way possible. So, yeah. This segment is really long. I can tell it's probably longer than any of the other segments that are coming up or has already happened. So, anyway. On to the next character. Alright, our next Yu-Gi-Oh! Character is our main character from Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D's, Akiza. She runs a 4 in a row to get out her Signer Dragon, Black Rose Dragon. Now, originally she went by the Mask Rose or the Black Rose. Yeah, and here's a fact. Her name could mean fall in Japanese. Yeah. Her name means fall in Japanese, from what I've heard from a YouTube video that I just watched to get some facts. Yeah. So basically, she was not originally a signer, but she technically was. She had the mark of the Signer Dragon, but she didn't join the signers until Yusei beat her twice, sort of teaching her how to, with Stardust breaking through the mask to show her real emotions and to get out her anger. And then the second one was the one afterwards, then after that duel. Okay, basically, then the second duel was where her and Yusei dueled again. Yusei won, but that time it was so Kiza could get a better grip on her powers. Yeah, and then after that she joined the Signer crew. And in one episode when Yusei was kidnapped, she went and looked for him along with Crow and Jack Atlas. Yeah. And she even helped take down the Dark Signers. And I think she'll also unite New Domino City and the Commoners. Yeah. But in the manga, which is another fact, she was always kind, never distant, unlike the anime. Yeah. In the manga, she had friends, and she actually was cool and nice. Well, she still is cool, but, just not nice in the anime until after she met Yusei. But in the anime, she was kind of rude until she met Yusei, then changed her ways, and yeah, 5Ds. I highly recommend checking out 5Ds so you could understand what I'm trying to say or look up stuff about Akiza. Yeah. On to the next character that I probably have more knowledge of. And then we got past Taya, like the original form of Taya, like in ancient Egypt where Yami used to live. Now, this Taya actually supported the Pharaoh a lot. And a lot. Like, literally, you'll be surprised by the amount that this girl has a crush on the Pharaoh. And she even inspired him to become a great magician. And as you can see by the picture, her inspiration to become the greatest magician was by the Dark Magician Girl. The Dark Magician Girl is a very useful monster. Now, as you can see, this girl, which is the past version of Tia Gardner, basically transferred her soul thing into the Dark Magician Girl to become the greatest magician girl. And she basically was kind of like Atem's friend, like Atem's servant guy, where he transferred his soul into the Dark Magician. So yeah, Atem, you basically have two of your friends in the modern day as two of your cards. And yeah, anyone remember the Silvar Calcos moment where Atem called Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl useless? Yeah. I guess you could say Atem really insulted his friends that day. Am I right, everybody? Yeah, but then, Dark Magician Girl has a very useful effect, because we're getting back to Dark Magician Girl after just explaining a little bit of past Taya's stuff. So yeah, back to Dark Magician Girl. Yeah, her effect is, with any Dark Magician Chaos or Blessed or Buster Knight Soldier or the Black Magic Ritual thing, I don't know what that other monster is, or any Dark Magician in the graveyard actually gives her a power boost of, I believe, 500, I think. Maybe it was 500, maybe it was 300. I don't know, but she's a very useful card to have in your deck if you're running all 3 copies of Dark Magician. Now then, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so basically, Dark Magician Girl is useful if you want in the deck. Yeah. I don't know if I could go much further than that explanation. Oh wait, yes I can, because there is actually something funny about the international release, and also about the sub-release of the Dark Magician Girl in real life. Basically, how her effect was unusable because the card that was, well, one of the cards that was listed on her effect wasn't released yet, so they had to wait a huge chunk of years in order to release that card in order for that other effect to activate. And that's kind of funny for anybody that was questioning, huh? What's this card? I never heard of it. And then eventually they got their hands on this card and then revisit their old Dark Magician card, like, oh wait, it took them this long to finally release this card? Dang it, that means half the effect was useless. I can only imagine what people back then were raging about with this effect. So anyway, Dark Magician Girl appeared in a few spell cards, which are Bond of Teacher and Student. Let's see, and then there's also that one card where, yeah, I think I might do a voiceover line as soon as I get to those pictures. Alright, so here's one of the magic or spell cards nowadays is a Dark Magician Girl firing an attack. I believe this is to save the Dark Magician or going against the Dark Magician in some way, but this card does help the Dark Magician Girl in a way. I actually have the official card with text. I just can't read it because I don't know how to read. Yeah, and then there's another card where there is Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl powering up to, I believe, an attack, where it's basically just to attack something. And then the final card is Dark Magician Girl firing a powerful blast when we see Dark Magician in the background T-posing. Yeah, I believe these events or out of order, but I think I got these out of order somehow. Like, uh, I believe the circle thing it happens before, and then Dark Magician deposing card or Dark Magician Girl's firing, and then this card right here, where Dark Magician Girl is firing the blast. Yeah. I want to get a quick honorable mention to Sonic Chick. Yeah. She has come in handy for usage throughout Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. Yeah, you know, for synchro sending out, Junk Synchron or Junk Warrior. No, wait, Junk Synchron is the tuner monster. Junk Synchron, no, Junk Warrior. Yeah, Junk Warrior. Yeah. So, yeah. Sonic Chick has basically been useful to synchro summon out Stardust Dragon. Or it's been useful to get out a different synchro monster. Yeah. You'll be surprised by the amount of times that a level 1 could actually help. Like Red Eye Dice, who's actually helped me synchro summon out Clearing Synchro Dragon. Anyway, yeah, we'll get back to the synchro summoning in a moment. Yeah, so, let's continue on the list because this was just the honorable mention. Magician Valkyria, an effect level 4, Earth or Light attribute monster, has 1,600 attack and 1,800 defense. She makes the list thanks to her ability. Her ability is, when she's on the field, no other monster could be attacked as long as they're a spellcaster, which means no spellcaster could be attacked except for her. Which means if you have 2 of them on the field and can summon both of them out, and you're playing a spellcaster type deck, which means neither one could be attacked, and none of your spellcasters could be attacked either, which means the only way to get rid of a Magician Valkyria, if this hypothetical effect thing where 2 Magician Valkyrias are on the field, is by removing one with a spell or trap card, or using an enemy controller to take control of one of them, and then attributing that one to get out a higher level monster. So, yeah, for all you duelists, I may have given you an idea on how to make your Magician deck upgrade, and also to counteract that Magician deck. Yeah. Also, Magician Valkyria may look like the Dark Magician Girl, but she is not the Dark Magician Girl. Maybe she's an apprentice of the Dark Magician Girl, or maybe like a relative. We never get any confirmation, but Magician Valkyria did appear in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters. And now, bring on the next Yu-Gi-Oh! Monster. Alright, now we're going into Clearing Synchro Dragon. Now, for you duelists and the newcomers to anime or Yu-Gi-Oh! Or anyone at school that knows Yu-Gi-Oh!, you may be wondering on, wait, Clearing Synchro Dragon? Did I mention Dragon? The one of the Synchro Dimension? I see it on this useful anime girl list thing. Well, Clearing Synchro Dragon actually has a human form with all the other Dimension Dragons, even Zark. But Clearing makes the list because Clearing's humanoid form is a girl. White Wing Magician. Yeah, so basically, you know Clearing's effect, I think, if I've mentioned this before in the past, or I'm mentioning it now, or you know about it. Clearing Synchro Dragon's effect is, if a level 5 or higher monster is activating its effect, Clearing Synchro Dragon could activate its own effect to negate that monster's effect, and could destroy that monster. Which is why Clearing Synchro Dragon is a useful monster to have. Especially since he has pretty much the same thing as any other Dimension Dragon, except for Starving Venom. Starving Venom has 2,800 attack, while Clearing Dark Rebellion and Out Eyes all have 2,500 attack and 2,000 defense. While the rest of Dimension Dragons are Dark attribute, Clearing is Light. Well, Wind, not Light. Well, while Clearing and Out Eyes share the same level, Dark Rebellion and Star and Venom do not. So, yeah, this is a little trivia thing for each of you new duelists or newcomers to Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, I will expand more on this later, maybe. I don't know. This thing's being made first and all the other footage, so if you're hearing this is the first bit that was actually made. On to the next anime character. Performa Pow Trump Witch. She is a level 1 Dark Attribute Pendulum Monster Scale 4 with 100 attack and 100 defense, like almost every other Performa Pow having the same attack and defense. Like, literally, like, I'm not even joking. If you look up Performa Pow monsters, like, half the results are basically the attack defense points being the same. Kind of like the Ancient Gear archetype. But anyway, Performa Pow Trump Witch makes this list because she is a pendulum monster, which means she could be on the field or in the pendulum scale, which could be used as a spell card, which means she could be as a spell card or a monster card, which means you could use pendulum scale with her, or you could use her pendulum effect or her normal monster effect when she's summoned. Now, her normal monster effect is she allows you to get a polymerization back from the graveyard, from what I was told, and her pendulum effect is once she allows you to fusion summon a monster without using polymerization. I think you can only use her pendulum ability once. I don't know if it's once per turn, but yeah. Performa Pow Trump Witch is very useful to have, whether it could be used, well, I mean, like, whether she could be used as a tribute for Star and Venom Fusion Dragon, or placed in the pendulum scale, or just to gain back a polymerization, and then used for Star and Venom. Yeah, she makes this list because of her effect and usefulness. I even run a copy of her in the deck, well, my Yu-Gi-Oh deck. I even run a copy of her in the Fusion deck as well, so yeah. She makes this list, and there was one other Performa Pow girl monster, which is Performa Pow Cheermo. Level 2 Earth Attribute, level 5, no, scale 5, Pendulum Monster, 6,000 attack and 1,000 defense. Her ability is she allows you to power up one of your monster's effects, I think, from what I've seen in the anime. Well, you could read the effect if you want, because you could read. I just can't read. I don't know the effect, so I'm just assuming from what I see on the anime. But effects could change from the anime to reality. Like Odd Eyes' effect of attacking a level 5 or higher monster deals double the damage to attacking a monster dealing double the damage, which is useful for you if you're going against one of your opponent's monster to deal double the damage, but it's kind of bad if Odd Eyes is on your opponent's side of the field. Yeah, so anyway, Performa Pow Cheermold makes the list because of her helpful appearance in the anime, which is her first appearance. She helped Yuya Sakaki in his battle against Sora Percy. When Yuya lost almost all of his monsters, Performa Pow Cheermold was the next card he drew, boosting up Swordfish's effect, and going with the KO for Odd Eyes, dealing double the damage from Sora Percy's life points, winning the duel. And that's Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5, episode, I believe, a two-parter, episode 5 and 6. Yeah, so Performa Pow Cheermold makes this list. Yep. And now, the next character is the first ever boss monster ever, Blue Eyes White Dragon. Now, once again, you duelists, or people at school, or newcomers to Yu-Gi-Oh!, you may be thinking, wait, Blue Eyes White Dragon, aren't those boy monsters? And to all of you, again, that haven't seen duel monsters, Blue Eyes White Dragon is infused with a soul of Pre-Seto's friend, which was a girl infusing into Blue Eyes White Dragon, which is why Seto Kaiba, years later, well, more like centuries later, has the Blue Eyes White Dragon altering his deck and pay so much attention to Blue Eyes White Dragon, because Blue Eyes was technically a girl back then, and there's even an official card based around her and her effect to, get Blue Eyes out or stuff. I don't know, but Blue Eyes White Dragon is a girl, and technically, the irony is that Kaiba technically did destroy one copy of his friend. Yeah, so duelists and people that watch Duel Monsters, you take that knowledge now with what you would do, like go to the Yu-Gi-Oh! YouTube channel and spam hashtag Kaiba destroyed his own friend in the present day after he, in the past, saved his friend. Yeah. If you want to learn more about this, I might make a video about this later in the future, or you could just look up this topic. Yeah. Next character. Konnichiwa, Animation Nation. I would like to interrupt the video for a little bit, and no, I am not sponsored by anything. Normally, when somebody interrupts the video, when it's their own channel, it's because they have a sponsor, but I do not have any sponsor. Just want to make that clear. This next segment is getting very Magical Girl related, so, yeah. Make sure you get your magical game on, because, well, put your deck of Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards away, because it's done with that. So, yeah, just watch out for the Moon, Prism, Power, and Moon Tiara action. Yeah, just watch for those, because it's getting very Magical Girl related. Alright, now to start off the Magical Girl list, half is Queen Serenity, or Neo Queen Serenity, is basically Usaki's mother in the past, because Usaki was originally Princess Serenity before she became reincarnated as Usaki and then became Sailor Moon. Yeah, so basically, you have Usaki's past mom to thank for giving us Sailor Moon. Basically, Queen Serenity basically sealed the legendary monsters into humanoid bodies by reincarnating them, and sealed the fallen Sailor Scouts and Princess Serenity and Prince Endymion into the future, so they could reincarnate as new people and send Luna Artemis into the future to follow them as well. And also reincarnated Queen Beryl and the generals, hoping that the evil will be gone and hopefully not re-emerge again. Well, technically, that backfired because we had Season 1 of Sailor Moon, and then 4 more seasons afterwards, and then some more lore, and then a reboot series, and some movies. And don't forget 2 mangas that are basically the same manga series. Yeah. Sailor Moon has really become merchandisable since the first manga. Yeah, so basically, yeah. And Neo Queen Serenity actually is supporting Usagi later on, like we saw in Season 2, where she gave Usagi some advice to actually put your heart into protecting friends and stuff later on, so she got an upgraded form. Usagi, not Serenity. No, wait, I'm talking about not Princess Serenity, who is Usaki, Queen Serenity, yeah. So, yeah, I guess you could say what Queen Serenity sealing up and reincarnating and everything, we wouldn't have Sailor Moon, and, by the way, Queen Serenity, died, after using the legendary Silver Crystal, and then the legendary Silver Crystal was scattered into the 7 rainbow crystals, which were embedded into the dark monsters which were reincarnated. Uh, yeah, go watch Sailor Moon if you don't understand what I'm saying. Alright, and now speaking of Usagi Tsukino, we got Usagi Tsukino, Sailor Moon, the main character, aka Princess Serenity. Yeah, the moment we saw her, she was clumsy and didn't get good grades on tests, which, after seeing Ojama Doremi and a few things from Precure, I'm starting to think that's the weakness for Magical Girls test. Yeah, so for all you villains out there, maybe try challenging them to a test, or giving them a test. Yeah, maybe then you'll defeat them. Yeah, so, then anyway, she is the pretty guardian that fights for love and for justice. She is the one and only Sailor Moon. She befriends Ami Mizuno, who is Sailor Mercury, Rei Hino, who is Sailor Mars, and then, Sailor Jupiter, which I forgot her name when she's not in her sailor form. Then we get introduced to Minako Ayano, who is Sailor V, who is Usagi's role model, or inspiration. And we get introduced to her, so basically then she reveals herself as the last Sailor Guardian for then as Sailor Venus. And they all fought to keep Usagi alive for the finale of season 1. Yeah, I'll get back to that later once their time to shine, but Usagi reawakens the silver crystal and gains the power, and everybody's shocked to realize that she is the princess. Yeah, and she defeats Quinn Barrow of season 1 and keeps getting new upgrades every season, and even befriended two new Sailor Scouts in season 3. And surprise, just like the rest of the audience and Sailor Scout, and a Tuxedo Mask as well, when they figure out that Chibi Moon, aka Chibiusa, aka Chibi Moon, is actually their daughter. Yeah. Seriously, it's very surprising when you figure out that someone from the future that you didn't know was the future, and then eventually figured out that it was from the future, is surprised to figure out that it's your own kid or ancestor. Yeah. It's very surprising how that plotline keeps getting pulled up in almost like every single anime or movie. And I'm not even joking, Sailor Moon literally had 3 movies, and I'm pretty sure 2 of those literally have Chibiusa in them. Or maybe it was just 2 movies. I don't know. Yeah, so, can we move on to my favorite, Sailor Scout, or as it's known in Japan or Japanese, Sailor Soldier. Can we move on to Chibi Moon? Thanks. Oh, wait, I'm the other. Oh, wait. How did I confuse that? Oh, I guess I wanted to make a joke. Yeah. On to my favorite character, Chibiusa. Alright, next up is Sailor Moon's future daughter from Neo Tokyo City, Chibiusa. Okay, so Chibiusa is my favorite character for multiple reasons. But I think it was too long, and I think I might explain that later eventually, and why Chibiusa is my favorite character. Yeah, so let's begin with all the stuff. Her introduction was season 2 after the little anime filler arc thing. Okay, and then she appeared in the Black Moon Clan saga thing, which was season 2. And then she reappeared in season 3 and 4. Not appeared in 5 for a reason which I might make a theory on and as a short. Yeah, so anyway, she is the pretty guardian that fights for love and justice, the savior of the future moon, Chibi Moon. Yeah. Or, as people know from the dub, that is very bad, the Deke dub. For people who know the Deke dub, the bad one that has everybody with the British accents. Mini Moon. Yeah. So yeah, her design and her arc is very good. Literally, her little moon tiara, heart attack thing. Yeah, that a little attack thing. Yeah, her pink sugar heart attack. There you go. Her pink sugar heart attack blast attack thing is very funny because it's more of a distraction than it is of an actual attack. Literally, I could pull up so many different clips of villains in season 3 literally being harmed by this one attack, but just end up with minor damages. It even it even comes as a distraction to make villains release Sailor Moon like in one clip. But if I had to say what Chibiusa's main attack is, besides the pink sugar heart attack thing, it would definitely be the Lunapie. It could store multiple different things and transform into multiple different things. Like, seriously, you cannot tell me the Lunapie is awesome. And, of course, since multiple people are probably going to be complaining about this, I, of course, obviously have to go into Black Lady. If I'm talking about Chibiusa, I have to talk about the evil form of Chibiusa, Black Lady. Now, Black Lady technically does have some good traits, but a lot of bad traits as well. For one, Black Lady technically didn't redeem until the ending of her little saga stuff. Yeah. And to be fair, wouldn't Black Lady's character traits technically still be Chibiusa, which means her good things would still affect her. Like, there's not too many good things that we could do with Black Lady. And no, I am literally not just insulting anything. I'm not insulting anything at all. That is literally Chibiusa's evil form's name. Black Lady. And trust me, no one raging me in the comments or get offended. That's just the character's name. Now then, let's get on to the next character before somebody inevitably rages at the comments. Konnichiwa Animation Nation. I would like to make this little cutscene area because the video is getting long and I don't want to make this 2 hours long, so this is part 1. Part 2 will be up eventually. I just don't know when. So, yeah, remember to like, share, subscribe, share with your friends, and tell me in the comments below on what you did for the Respect Woman Week day stuff that was on the 8th. And I know that's not on the 8th, it's probably going to be on the 9th, which is a time of recording this today. Yeah, so remember to make a comment and subscribe. And remember, it's anime for life.